Hello there, welcome in. Going to be swatching some Gansai. Alrighty, we'll see if we can get this live stream to remain live. I'm having some issues with the app. It keeps stopping, so we'll see what we can do. I'm working on some swatches today for Japanese Gansai Tambi. Hi Dan K, welcome in. Good to see you. I've got some daylight and there's a little window here before a couple of the other streams go live. So I thought I would work on doing some of these little color squares while we've got some daylight in the studio. So this format is it's a little bit challenging because it doesn't show chat as well. So if I don't happen to see your chat, please just bear with me. How's everybody doing today? We actually got me streaming during daylight hours, so that's a bit of a change. I got a big 24 more colors in this set arrived by mail this week, so they always look a little bit different in the pans than they do on paper. So it's a reference, and then I can look at these before I choose which colors of paint to use in a project. This is one of the new ones, yellow. So we're going to have a whole bunch more colors to pick for our pebble projects and maybe even some flower projects. Dan has been very busy. Well, don't work your butt off. If you do that, you're going to have a hard time sitting. I'm doing pretty well. It's always inspiring to get new paint or new art supplies. So for artists, that's, the cat's got food, I've got food, we got paint. We got chat friends. Oh, I got jokes every day. I spent the morning watching Z News out in Kansas City, giving the Scientology org there a little bit of hell today on their Thursdays at 2 are the days that they need to turn in their stats. So it's always nice to see somebody laying down a little chalk tech there. That was yellow ochre. Well, okay, I have to rethink that. I don't know if I always have jokes, but I can always bring the smartassery. So, Aureolin, this is a good old-fashioned yellow. It's nice and warm. Just touching in a little bit of clean water into that. This paint is made in Japan. It's called Gansai Tambi. Let me grab the label here so we can have a look at that. And it's got quite a body to it. I almost would call it a gouache, but it's a little bit different than Western paint. The pigment's very finely ground, but it lays down a nice opaque layer when you apply it thickly, but then it also dilutes out into a very nice wash, almost as fine as a watercolor. So, what are you up to today, Dan? You're at work? Is that what I saw scroll by there? This is cadmium yellow, and I've managed to. There's just me getting it contaminated with another paint color. It's not a problem. I'll just work here in this nice clean corner. So as the brush hits the paper, it's got a lot of pigment, and then as I push down, I've got the brush really filled with water, so I can work it into more of a diluted wash towards my right hand side here in the swatch. This is lemon yellow. This is a nice cool yellow. So it's lemon yellow, and it's beautiful for mixing nice vibrant greens. Oh, pardon me. Fixing broken cars. So are you a mechanic, or do you do body work? Oh, so, I've, Dan says he fixes broken cars, and I'm still I'm still cringing. I had to spend quite a lot of money. I had to put a new transmission in my uh, to, in my Honda, so there was $4,000 worth of transaxle and assorted bits and pieces. Alrighty, we're up to 404 saffron yellow, and this is it's so nice and new. This is one of the new ones out of that set, which is sold as uh, set number 2, and it was advertised as being Art Nouveau colors. I don't know if I can get that under the light. I think they'll be easier to see once they're swatched. But there wasn't a primary color in the bunch. They're all these lovely tertiary shades and tones, and um, right where I like it. Mixed and modified. So Dan says he's a mechanic. He doesn't do the body work, and I know those are they're two completely different skill sets, aren't they? Ooh, that's nice. It's just barely greenish. Hi, Maya. Um, Is it blurry all of the time or just when I've got my hand in it? I had a terrible time getting the live stream started today. And that's usually a bit of a challenge to get the stream going during the daytime, which is why I usually stream kind of in the middle of the night, because, oh, geez. Well, here's the issue. There's no way to adjust it on the YouTube stream. Yeah, I think what happens is I get my hand under here and then it starts focusing on what's closest to the lens. Alrighty, we've got green gold. So I will try to keep my hand kind of lower to the paper and we'll see if that helps. Yeah, Maya, hello. You're just in time for doing some of these swatches. I wanted to do them because I've got daylight in the studio right now and I thought the colors would show up better. So I've got, I probably will go about an hour maybe. Maybe not quite. Eric Rader and Selfless Self. Hey, Barbara. They go Thursdays at 2, so you know me. I like to stay off other people's toes and in the streaming game, so. Also, I just like to watch those guys. Always entertaining, always got something going on. Yellow Brown, number 49. This is one out of the new set. Yeah, isn't that it? Dan said they blend out very well, and I just discovered these paints. I'll say, gosh, it might be 2 years, but it's not something I've worked with watercolors since, always. They're very traditional, and so I don't know if Gansai Tambi were even available on the market, 20 years ago. Probably, to people who had a lot more money, but so I started to see these and was a little bit curious about them because the colors are so brilliant and these pans are just lush and the colors are very enticing. And I bought a set, I think, summer before last on one of my day trips. I like to buy things when I'm out and about on day trips and just to spend a little bit of money in the local businesses. So I picked up my first set of these in a bookstore in a small town out in Western Oregon and just immediately fell in love with them. I like how quickly the water dissolves the paint and they're just really gorgeous to work with. This one is Raw Umber Deep. So Maya's saying she's gonna maybe do a live stream tonight with Kelly. SPTV Never Ends. And I would imagine Kelly's probably packing and getting ready because the cruise, don't they leave on Friday? That's coming right up. I know Cricket is today on making her way down to Florida. She was gonna be doing some live streams from Baltimore of all places, I think she said. Prepare your eyeballs. This color is lime green. The middle row, fourth one from the right, for Aureolin. Aureolin. This one? Or the next one over? That one is cadmium yellow. On the middle row, oh, on the middle row, fourth one from the right. One, two, three, four. This one? This guy right here? That's cadmium orange. Yeah, yeah, my other left foot. I know, I know. Yeah, that's cadmium orange. Yeah, there aren't many oranges in this set. That's kind of the only. But oranges are fairly easy to mix. I like this rose madder, this beautiful pink. Yes, the sunrise. Oh yeah, well, we should use that for the sunrise trio of colors, Dan. So I've got some on the end, this cherry blossom pink, and I've got a couple in here that just are colors not found in nature. This lime green, so I'm trying to push them over to the far right side of my color chart here, and I put them in order of their color numbers, and there were things that were just out of place, so then I sorted them just by sight. Um, Paints always look different on the paper than they do in the pan or in the tube, so you just don't know until you start putting them on the paper, which is. Yeah, it's almost a neon green, this lime green. It's very bright. I like it though. Alrighty. Oh, I've managed to kind of get ahead of myself here with the color names. Just get caught up with myself. Hi, Sophia. Hello, welcome in. Ooh, I swatched some metallic colors the other night. The Yasutomo Niji pearlescent colors that come in a palette of 16. And these still run under $5. So they don't come with color names, so I just assign. I like my colors to have names, so I just assigned them some names. And we swatched the pearlescent Gansai Tambi the other day, so I was really pleased that I didn't seem to have any duplicates. The Gansai Tambi were a nice addition to the pearlescent colors. So you can see they really look more subtle on the paper than they do in the pans. I mean, the hue is the same, but the quality is a bit different when it's on the paper. And let me see here. So this is those same pearlescent ones from pink to red when we did them on the black paper. And then the opalescent colors, we did those, and they barely showed up on the white paper. In fact, they're showing up so I don't even see the swatch right now. Darn it. Well, I thought it was organized, but you know, there's my technical difficulty. But the opalescent on the black paper, just incredibly shiny, and the glitter in each of those colors is the pink, it looks pretty pink. In the copper, we've got some green and some pink. The gold has a little bit of green in it, so almost like the interference colors where they've got the complementary color in them. So I thought those were pretty gorgeous. And then this is the Yasutomo on black. So on white, I think they show up beautifully on the black. Right? Anyway, I'll set those right here while I quickly get in my names for my next row of colors here. I find that because I'm doing these in pencil, so if I write in all of the color names, I end up dragging my hand across them and smearing, and that just makes for a mess, so I try to just do it a row at a time. Oh, this is just it's very lightweight, like writing paper. I went digging through my supplies and I found some black paper that was a heavier weight, and I tried it out, and as soon as it got wet, the paper released black pigment up into the water, so it was the right weight for swatching, but it was as soon as you would put any kind of paint on it, it would have lifted the black pigment out of the paper into the swatch, so that's no good. Almost ready. Perfect. it's lovely to see you in, Sophia. I tend to get my live streams going at kind of in the middle of the night, West Coast, United States time, so um, I know that doesn't always work for everybody. So it's really nice to see people in chat. Anyway, so I set aside the heavyweight paper and then I found this notebook. It has some white pages, some black unlined pages, and then some lined pages, so it just worked in a pinch to... Also, I think it was about 2 a.m. in the middle of the night, and the only thing open around here is Walmart, and, well, I mean, they do have some supplies at Walmart. That's not my go-to. Especially, I don't need to be driving around at 2 a.m. looking for art supplies. I'm too old for that. Okay, we just got down green gray, which is one of the ones out of the new set. This one is olive green. Greenish yellow. This one is just one of my favorites. Ooh, more paint. I really like chartreuse greens and yellows. They almost, I treat them almost as a neutral. They enliven paintings. And here's a new one, pea green. So that's nice. It's almost a tint, which is a color with a fair amount of white mixed into it, is a tint. There's a bit of a bluish tone to it. Sap green light. It's a very useful green. Bright, almost gets that grass green quality. So there's, in the sap greens, there's sap green light, sap green, and sap green deep. So this company goes big with the sap green. I'm not gonna, no, I like green. The more the better. So as I say, green is halfway to teal. Hooker's green now, that's a traditional color. It's a bit of a darker bluish green. Hey, kitty. Hello. No, you may not jump in the middle of this. No, thank you. Ah. This is 505 Ivy Green, and this is one of the colors out of the Art Nouveau set. Ooh, it's very minty. Now we're at sap green deep. Oh, rats. That'll teach me to get a little splashy. It probably won't, but and we're to forest green. It almost looks black in the pan. It's very dark. Dark on the paper too, but a lovely, just a touch of blue in it. Almost reminds me of the color of felt on a billiards table. This color is called malachite. Dan is asking a technical question there about colors he could use that wouldn't soak into the wood. Yeah, I think I would use a... I would use a barrier. One of the products I used to use when I was doing a lot of furniture refinishing and stuff like that is Minwax Wipe-On Polyurethane. And the matte finish is really good, not discoloring the wood. Right. You guys will excuse me for just a few seconds. The cat insists that it is lunchtime, and you know what? She's not wrong. Kitty food? Chow? Alright. Okay. Let's go get it. Hurry, hurry. That orange with a light blue and a purple for a sunrise. Yes. Yes. I like that idea. We had to go pay the cat tax. I actually did. I'm kind of guilty of just going, okay, live stream starts now without doing prep work, but I cleared off the surface so I could move this around and keep the colors in frame, and cleaned the water so I had fresh water to mix with, and neglected to feed the cat. I had almost everything, but forgot the big important thing. So Dan does some woodwork, and he's asking us some technical questions, and about what he could apply to wood that would not sink in and stain or discolor the wood. And I think, oils are going to soak in because so anything oil based is not going to work. To sit on the surface. Some of those, like especially anything that's a phthalo, that's going to stain into the wood. I really think you've got to have some sort of a sealer there. which is going to reveal itself on the edges. I don't know. I'm just wondering if you could just carefully paint in a sealer in the area that you were going to lay paints in. But I almost wonder if you could use something that was temporary but wax based. That might not sink in as much as just any kind of paint that you were using. Like that, I mean, almost any work you're doing, you're working on a prepared surface in art. So I wonder if you could treat it by wiping in wood stain and then sanding. I just don't know how quickly wood stain would be soaking into your wood. Okay, let's see. Check my old sign making skills, see if I can get all of those words into that little space. Oh, this one's never gonna fit. Cobalt turquoise light. Wait. Alright, this one is Viridian. This is a beautiful color. It reminds me of emeralds. What? Are you talking, kitty? Cobalt green. No, I don't need a lap kitty. Thank you. What? What is your story? Speaking of pool tables, this one is color number 502, billiard green. Ooh, that's very saturated. And here's another one out of that new set, 506 Shadow Green. Oh. It's almost a greenish smoke color. That's so my chat seems to have disappeared, so I hope you guys are still out there. Oh, I think that's going to be really wonderful for shadows and for stone work. Kind of a cool dark neutral shadow green. Yeah. Turquoise green deep. This one just looks black in the pan, but I have used it before and it's a gorgeous color. turquoise green deep. Turquoise blue. So this is a new one. Oh my golly. I love a turquoise blue. This is beautiful. Cobalt turquoise light. So this color looks really flat in the pan, but let's see. Sometimes when you get it on the paper, it looks, much more dynamic, like this cadmium orange or this turquoise blue. Oh, pretty flat. Yep, some colors just have more opacity, and some colors make beautiful translucent washes. Still a pretty color though. I like it. I like them all. Alrighty, 601 grayish blue. This one is indigo. This one's beautiful, like denim, which is traditionally dyed with indigo. Oh, there's the chat. Hello. Oh, sorry. It looks like it's been a few minutes. Yeah, they are. They're bigger than, they're like half again as big as a full-size pan. And I know somebody was saying, oh, but they're only half full. And if they were full to the top, you wouldn't have any room to work the semi-moist pigment into paint. So, and that's traditional with Japanese sumi inks. Also, it's a little bit hard to show, but the way the pigment, see how it kind of pulls up the side? So I imagine there's much more moisture in them when they're filled. So they're probably filled to pretty close to the top, and then as the moisture evaporates out of the paint, paint the paint level drops in the pan. But there's a lot of paint in these. A very, like, it's a generous amount. With the English made watercolors, those will have like a little shape that's almost like a tablet that's wrapped in paper that sits in the pan, and you take it out, and there's space along the sides in those as well. So it's not a ripoff, it's just how it is. And also, hello Barbara, welcome, good to see you. Nice. So Barbara says that she got stuff to make her own watercolors using pigment powders and mica, as you already have. Yeah, did you just get some gum arabic? It's really reasonably priced, and you can use it to make, it works as a binder for just about any kind of pigments you can find. This is Horizon Blue. Yeah, I'm still. The last one was Pale Aqua. Pale Aqua is in the Art Nouveau set. The Horizon Blue is in a smaller set that is, it looks like it's traditional, maybe the spring, traditional Japanese colors for the spring festival, because it includes lilac and the cherry blossom pink. Horizon Blue is in this set. Alrighty, making our way down this. Clove oil. Not sure that I've lost it. Maya says she'd be lost if she had all of these paints, but lost in a good way, like off to paint wonderland, right? Look at these guys. Oh, I have a case of the Paint Happies right now. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Alrighty. I'm gonna let you guys look at those while I drop in the next line of color names. So I used to be very finicky about the colors being in exact progression when I made my color swatches. So I would do them separately and then shuffle them around and do them separately, like cut them out on little squares and then shuffle them around. And um, I don't fuss that much with them anymore. It the light really it affects how the colors look, and you can think you've got everything in the correct order, and then you look at it under incandescent light and it's just looks very different than under natural light. So close enough is good enough is what I've come to learn. There is a very large truck doing a 19-point turn right out in the cul-de-sac outside my window. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's very loud. He came down here and got himself a fruit punch. Good grief. It's like one of the Home Depot contractors that they just find themselves a huge old truck and just get it barely running well enough to be on the road. And good luck to them. Like, I can see they've got a hustle going. And well, so far, guys, I have to say I'm really excited by these new colors. Once you've been doing things and you learn how to mix your colors, I get to thinking, why do I need to buy all of these new colors? If I just take a little time, use a little patience, I can probably mix a lot of them. But hi, Style Audit. Hello, hello, welcome in. Good to see ya. How's it going out there in the Windy City? Alrighty, we are to good old ultramarine. This is just a So I have some new neighbors who live next door, which is kind of exciting. It isn't kind of, actually, it is very exciting. I'm glad um, to have somebody next door, and I've met them. They seem like very nice people. And now there will be somebody living in the house with a Ring camera that looks out on my carport, so it might be a little more challenging for people to sneak up and do nefarious things to my car. So that's good. And also, I saw her taking a Janome sewing machine in to her house, so I am hoping sewing machine so she sews and maybe she'll be turn out to be a quilter. I'm always looking for new sewing friends. That was Prussian blue. I like Prussian blue too. I like the kind of, but you guys know this. I'm a blue and green guy, kind of a girly. This is ultramarine pale, and it's just this gorgeous color, but it looks very different on the paper. Almost reminds me a bit of periwinkle. It's really pretty. I like these blues that are, you look at them and you're not sure if is that a purple? Is that a blue? Maya. Well, see, I haven't really talked about this. We've got some people on this street that they've got a flagpole and they like to run up flags that are associated with hate groups. And they are a challenge to the rest of the neighbors here. The management company at the HOA is always making them take stuff down, and um, they put up a rebel flag, which the HOA did make them take down. So when new people come in, these folks make a beeline. So the rest of us always hope to get to the neighbors before they can get. Oh, bye, Dan K. Thank you so much for stopping in and spending some time. And anyway, so we always just hope to like reach out to people and give them a heads up because these folks are. This is cobalt blue. These folks are kind of not very nice people. But one thing about it is um, they're very clear about who they are. Uh, when I first moved in here, I put up some little pinwheels that were pride pinwheels. I have several people in my family that are represented on the pride flag, and so it was just something I've done for ages. And they pulled them up and they drove over them. I found my pinwheels in the middle of the cul-de-sac with tire marks all over them. So um, I think that's really crappy. Like it's not like getting beat up or killed for being gay, but it's still really just messed up. Anyway, we're to cerulean blue. So I think I don't know what you do to combat that stuff. Just I mean get to the new people who move in and say don't fall for their nonsense. But when people tear up stuff, I'm kind of like if I wasn't on my own, I would be inclined to just double or triple down and just cover the front of my house with rainbow stuff. But technically the HOA is, we've got restrictions about lawn signs. Like we're allowed under our rules to put up political signs for 1 week prior to the election. So it's pretty restrictive, but they do, for the most part, they're not too oppressive about telling us we can't. I mean, they don't really make us follow the contract to the letter, which they could be much more difficult about it. So we are to cobalt violet. Wow, that is a that is a beautiful color. And now as I put this little swatch in, I realize I wanted to start my purples all up here. So I don't know. Like I said, there's been an oddball. Oh, I see what I did. Oh well. I do have cobalt violet. I just got to the wrong palette. That's okay. That's why we work in pencil. I'm not going to complain about two purple squares. They're gorgeous. I thought I was feeling a little bit of deja vu as I was writing those color names in. Alrighty, so we have all the blues, we've got all the purples, the pinks. That brings us to some neutrals. And we're running at about an hour and 15 minutes. So I think we've got the bulk of the nice, bright, pretty colors. Rainbow curtains, yard furniture. Alrighty, I'm just scrolling up, taking a look here to make sure I didn't miss anything really critical in chat. Thanks you guys for coming in and spending some time with me during a daytime live stream. Let's see if we can get these colors up nice and close. I did have some wayward water splatters, but you guys know that is how I roll. If it wasn't imperfect, it wouldn't be free. So thanks for coming in. I hope you spend some time doing some creative work of your own. Thank you, Maya, as always, for coming in and helping moderate the chat. Oh, Lori, you have a wonderful vacation, and just it is lovely to see you. Thank you, Sophia. It was good to see you today. Everybody, have a great day. And just a quick warning. I still, I guess I'm still considered a new streamer, new live stream, because YouTube won't let me set this to go automatically to public view. So they very briefly go when we end the stream. If you're still watching, or if you want to go back and for some reason you want to go back and see the first part of this, the first thing I do once I end the stream is go and change the setting because it automatically sets itself for private. So the first thing I do is quickly edit it to go back to public. So um, have a great day. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to others, and make some art. We'll see you on the next live stream. Take care, everybody.